Today we're going to talk about not spraying and praying, but how to show up prepared for those one-on-one workshops and get the results that you truly desire. For those of you who don't know what spraying and praying is, it is you're throwing a lot of things up like spaghetti. You're just throwing spaghetti up on the wall to see what sticks. So you're auditioning for all kinds of stuff to see what sticks. That's not in your best interest. So let's talk about it. Most actors teach one-on-one workshops like a slot machine. They audition for everything, everywhere, and hopes, prays something will stick. That is not the best use of your time, your resources, or your finances. Here's this. Here's something that you really want to take into consideration. That kind of strategy kills your confidence, it drains your wallet, and it wastes your time, which is most important because you're not going to get that time back. And worst of all, it can turn the gift of an opportunity into a losing gamble. So let's talk about ways that actors who do this hurt themselves by showing up unprepared. The first thing is you have no knowledge of the casting director's current projects. You don't know who the casting director is. You just know it's a casting director, so you're going to submit your stuff. Um, you're using a generic scene that doesn't reflect your brand, your type, what you sell, what you shine in. And that is a very, very bad thing for you. You do cold readings and they are really cold. You didn't get any coaching, you didn't get any direction, you didn't make hot choices. You're just reading these lines that make no sense, are not connected, don't have something that they are anchored in, and you become unforgettable, or worse yet, the casting director remembers your horrible reading. You wear outfits that distract or clash with the scene that you're doing. If you are playing a hooker and you're wearing some very glamorous thing, that may not be the right thing. Or if you are going in for a nurse and you're coming in cutoffs and a t-shirt, that might not be the right thing. You're using headshots that look nothing like you today. They might have looked like you 5 years ago. You're still using those same headshots, or you took some headshots without any planning, any purpose. Just I call them the actor headshot. I see these shots. The actor looks so pretty, so handsome, so good looking, but they don't sell anything. What does the headshot say about you? If you are using headshots that do not give us any kind of information on what it is that you sell, it's a waste of money. You have wasted hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these headshots that are not going to get you anywhere. Another thing that you're doing to your detriment is having a resume either filled with typos, missing contact information, or old. It does not represent you anymore. It is old. Or you're writing in all these things. I know because I used to do that. Oh, that looks like I'm busy. Update your resume. Make it look professional. Um, you're picking scenes from genres or shows that casting does not work on. If you're going to spend money to do a one-on-one workshop with a casting director, you want to pick something that they are casting from. You want to pick something, doesn't have to be the material, but it should represent what it is that they cast. So if they do comedy, then pick a scene that's a comedy. If they do Marvel movies, pick something that has action pack to it. So it should connect. you're not warming up mentally or physically before you get into the audition, before you meet the people. You're not mentally prepared. You are not ready. You're not focused. You're not intentional on what it is you are there for. You're failing to prepare a slate or an introduction that builds connection. It's not doing, a 5 cents, a 5 minute monologue or dissertation, but you want to have something that when you are right in front of them, that one sentence that is memorable, how you say your name, give it the pizzazz of your brand. You know, we want to see who you are right away when you come in the room. Don't put it on after they see you. And that goes when you're doing self tapes. Um, come do the slate the way you are going to be auditioning. If you are doing a somber person, then be straight when you do it. Don't go, hey, my name's Lydia. I can't believe you did this to me. It's too jarring. So you wanted to connect. You wanted to align with each other. And the last thing I want to say about this is don't go in hoping to be cast. Oh, I hope they cast me. I hope I get a booking out of this. Instead, change how you see it, reframe it, and your intention should be, I want to aim to build a relationship with this casting director. I want them to get to know me so they can call me in for many future things, not just for this job. I need this job. If you're going in like that, you're already messing up your chances. I want you to think seriously about your spraying and praying, because hope is not a strategy, not that kind of hope. I mean, hope in you being prepared and going in there and they're going to remember you, and that you are building a reputation to be in this business for a long time, but not, I hope they give me this one job. Your career is bigger than one job. I really want you to get that. Your career is bigger than one job. Okay. And when you go in for these one-on-one auditions, you want to think in terms of building relationships, having people see not only who you are, but what you specialize in. So don't sign up for meetings with casting directors that you will never get in the room to audition for them, because you are just not that type of actor. One of the bad things that we are not prepared for when we are either in acting school or taking co-reading workshops or whatever classes we're taking is that we're not taught to be very specific in what it is that we sell. So we come out with the idea, I've taken acting classes, I can do anything. You can maybe do anything, but you're not going to get hired to do anything. People get cast based on what they look and based on their essence. Okay. So when you are preparing for these one-on-one workshops, you want to prepare with precision. You don't want to just audition. You want to impress your best, be at your best. So when you impress them, they're like, oh my God, I got to call Lydia Nicole in. She is dynamite. They're excited about you. It's not just they're there seeing more and more people and then they can't wait to leave. They can't wait to leave that workshop. So I want to give you 10 ways to come with your A game. Okay? 10 ways to come with your A game. Number one, do your research. Before you do anything else, research is most important when you are going in for those one-on-one workshops. Know what the casting director is working on now, what they've worked on the last couple of years, so you have an idea of what their specialty is, because casting directors also have specialties. Some really go in on do on casting films. So go in, some go in on sitcoms, some are really particular about certain episodics that they like to work on. So you really want to do your research on that casting director. I would even go so far to see what what they studied, what their background is, because you might have a moment to engage and ask them a question before you do your reading for them. Number two, here's another way to bring your A game, is pick a scene that fits your brand like it is a tailored suit on you. It fits you so well that you become that person that casting directors call in when they have a role that is similar to your type or your brand. How you bring your A game is that you get professionally coached. You go to a coach if they've either given you the sides, a few days before, or they told you to bring something that you feel comfortable with reading. Go get coached. Rehearse that material until it is in your body. Don't wing it. This is a big opportunity. Don't let it go down the drain. Something Ivana Chubbuck said in an interview I did with her, and she was talking about Brad Pitt early on. I actually was in class with Brad when he first started, and Brad was very focused. Brad was all about rehearsing and rehearsing and rehearsing. And Ivana tells the story of how this woman in class had asked him to be her partner for a scene she was going to prepare for an agent. And she had a lot of credit. She had been working a while. People knew who she was, but Brad was brand new. Nobody knew who Brad was. But Brad went to coaching. He had Ivana coach him a few times. He worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. He tried to rehearse with the woman, and she rehearsed like twice, and that was it. It was like, okay, I'm good. We just going, but he was committed. He rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. And guess what? He got that agent. She did not. It was her opportunity, but he was prepared, so he got the agent. So you can never go into these one-on-ones. If they've given you the material beforehand, you really should get coached. And not by your friends. You should get coached professionally. Find somebody who, work with a teacher, work with a coach who really understands audition material, and let them know what it is that you sell so they could help tailor it to you. I get very passionate about this subject. Number four, bring updated headshots that reflect what you sell and reflect you currently. You want a picture that looks like you coming into the room. When I was starting out, I didn't understand that. I was, and I tell you these things because I made all the mistakes that I'm telling you not to. I have made it. I have seen other actors make it. When I was starting out, I wanted to look pretty. I wanted to, I spent one time early on in my career, I spent about $1,000 taking headshots with this very well known photographer. But the problem was he took pictures of me like I was a model. I wasn't getting cast as a model. None of those pictures worked. I had to save my money and then go do another headshot, another headshot shoot, and this time I nailed it because I was so devastated that I'd spent all this money and none of it worked. That I was like, okay, lesson learned, and I sat with somebody who walked me through what a headshot is supposed to be. It's not about you looking pretty. Don't take pretty actor headshots. Take headshots that represent what you sell, what you nail. And maybe in 3 years, you'll change what it is that you sell. But for right now, what is it that you sell that nobody else can sell what you sell? Nobody else can do Viola Davis. Nobody else can do Morgan Freeman. They are very specific on what they sell. Nobody can do Brad Pitt like Brad Pitt. Nobody can do um, uh, DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio. Nobody can do Sandra Bullock. Nobody can do Reese Witherspoon. They have their brand locked down. Now, there are imitations of them, but you don't want to be an imitation of anybody. You want to be yourself, the original. So put that in a headshot and find photographers who are not doing cookie cutter shoots, but can shoot who you are in that photo shoot. Number 5, have a resume that's clean, clear, and easy to scan. So if the casting director is looking at them, they know right away, oh, you did this and this and this. Oh, and your skill sets are, oh, and you studied theater here, and you studied with this actor, this acting teacher. Because the cleaner it is, the clearer it is, and the easier it is to scan, the better it is for you, because they can lift it up real quickly. They're not like, what is that? What? You did what? You want it, you want it to just come off that page real quickly. So it's like bullet points. They're getting the bullet points. Who did you study with? Who are you studying with? They want to know that. They want to know if you've done theater. I recommend you going to Canva. They have a lot of great actor resume templates that you can just, put your stuff in, and it's lined up properly for you. So make sure that your resume is good looking. And one thing I want to say, the importance of a resume, because if you've worked on a project and they are familiar with that project, and maybe they worked with that actor, that might uh, impress them enough to ask you questions. How was it working with that actor? What was your takeaway? And again, have little tidbits that you can say about working on projects in the positive, so that you have something to talk about. Um, and working with certain acting teachers. Early on, I booked a lot of work because I was studying with Stella Adler. I booked a lot of work because I was studying with Roy London, who at the time was the man. And so when people asked me, oh, you study with so and so, they were like, oh, I don't even have to read you. I know what you can do. They already knew that I had the training. So they took a shot on me. And I didn't disappoint, because I had worked with these teachers. I worked with Stella for 4 years. I worked with Roy for 9 years. Roy was my man. He was my man. Anyway, so you want to put those teachers, don't put a teacher if you've just been with them for a month and you're a new actor. You really want to be with an acting teacher for a minimum of a year, because it takes 3 to 4 months to understand their technique, how they teach. Or if you enroll in an acting school, like a 2-year acting school, like in Los Angeles, we have Baron Brown. They run you through foundation of the Sandy Meisner technique, and they're fabulous. You want to have been in that school or in that class with that teacher for a minimum of a year, because then you have a solid foundation that you can take into auditions, that you can take on the set. It really is to your benefit to study with a teacher for a long period of time. And if you're not sure of acting teachers, audit classes, until you find one that you go, I vibe with them. I think I can learn this technique. I want this, because not every technique is for every actor. So you have to know that too. You want to be in a class where there's a fit. You want to be in a class where the teacher has a reputation in the industry that people will want to work with you based on the fact that you study with Margie Haber, or you study with Ivana Chubbuck, or you study with Howard Fine, or you study with John Markland. That these teachers are teachers that when they see their names, they go, oh, okay, we know we can trust you as an actor because you've been studying with so and so. Um, I, I I could talk about that one for a long time. Also, dress for the character, not for Instagram. Dress for the character. If you're going in, dress like the brand that you are. Fit. Make sure that the outfit fits what it is that you are selling. If you are selling a welfare mother, don't go in there looking like you are a CEO of a company. Sell that welfare mother. Number 8, this is, a tip for you to give you confidence, help you get better. I would say record yourself before you go to the audition to read. Record yourself doing the audition, and then look at it. Really look at it. Be objective. Okay, I see what I did there. I could do this better. Oh, I see my opening was so disjointed. I don't know what I was saying. And do it a few times so that you can understand the pacing of what the scene is, so that you are well prepared. I'm telling you, the more prepared you are, the more you are going to shine. And number 9, prepare your mindset. Use affirmations, use breath work. Take your time, breathe, do those breathing exercises. There is a great audio book by Denise Woods called the voice the power of the voice, and she has it in audio. I recommend you getting the audio because at the end of it, she's got these amazing exercises that you can do. And if you go to her website, and I will put it in this. She also has an audio with vocal exercises, and that really helps because she talks about breathing. She talks about she's a great teacher. I'm studying with her right now, and she is helping me immensely. I love you, Denise Woods. But her thing is to relax, breathe, and speak the thought. Relax, breathe, and speak the thought. And I'm learning. I'm still learning that. I'm still working on that because as you can tell, I like talking real fast. And so I'm learning how to slow my roll. But to prep your mindset, use those affirmations or create a hype list for yourself. And we'll go through that before we get off this, where you are talking to yourself, encouraging yourself. Because being an actor takes a lot of self motivation. It takes a lot of us speaking good things about ourselves so that we are going in there like the superhumans we are, instead of going in there like, oh, I don't know. No, you got to go in confident. Whatever you do, you got to be confident as an actor. So, number 10 is plan your follow up. So, know really come up with something that you're going to say if they give you feedback or invite you to connect with them in the future. How will you address it? And if they give you feedback and maybe the feedback is not what you thought it would be, how to take it gracefully. So you want to plan your follow up, and you also want to send them a thank you note for seeing you. And then you want to put them on your list of people that you contact regularly, like maybe every 4 to every 6 weeks. That would be fantastic because now you are starting to build relationships with these people. So when sending them a little note every 4 to 6 weeks, and I would do snail mail, I would let them know what you're up to. I just finished doing a play. I am taking class with some fabulous acting teacher. I am blah, 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 blah. I just finished doing a web series. I just got cast in a episodic. I just blah, blah. So you're letting them know what you're doing without being invasive. Just a little note. I love actors having postcards with their picture in front to remind us what you look like. And in the back, just a little note, nothing major, just a little note saying hi, letting them know you're around, because it does pay off. If you stay steady, you won't have to get ready. That is a quote from Will Smith. If you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. And that's what we want to be as actors. We always want to be ready. We want to have a monologue in our toolkit. We want to have a scene that we can do. So if someone said, let me see what you do, we also want to have our acting clips up, and you can use, repurpose them on your social media page, because you're letting people know what you do, how you do it, how fabulous you are doing it. So I want to give a shameless plug. I did a book called The Acting Smarter Planner, which is filled with all kinds, not just a calendar, but it's filled with, I call it my audition war room book, because it gets you ready for the industry. It allows you to put everything in order and organize it. It's got a lot of tracking sheets, so you can make a sheet of, what shows you want to go up for, what casting directors you want to meet with, what producers you want to meet with, what A-list actors you would like to work with. And it goes on and on and on. And it just has a lot of great information to help you, as well as I did a video series to kind of walk you through what you need if you are new in the business, or you've been in the business under 5 or 6 years, and you don't quite still know what to do. Someone just asked me what was 6 and 7. So I'm assuming you're asking what to do. So 6 and 7 is to rehearse your slate, let them meet you in a confident, and let them meet the confident and grounded version of you. Number 7 is dressed for the character. Dress for the character, not for Instagram. Dress like you're going in for that part. You are that part, so dress the part. I hope that helps you. Then you want to, so with that, I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through the list of what you need to do again for those of you who just jumped on here. So you want to come up with your game plan. So I'm giving you 10 steps to have an outrageous game plan. Number 1, do your research. Make sure you know who these casting people are that you're going to audition for. Even know who the producers are of the projects that they're doing, and the directors and the writers. If it's a movie, you want to know the writer, you want to know the producer, you want to know the director, as well as the casting director. It gives you it arms you with information in case they want to talk with you, that you are ready. You can say, I love this, I really loved reading this book, based on the movie that you guys are doing, blah 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 blah, because you did your research. So now they're paying attention to you, because you did not come in as a hungry actor who did not do your work. Number 2, you want to pick a scene that fits your brand, that is tailor made for you. So even one of the things I used to love to do was to pick old movies and then update them so that I could do a scene from it, because nobody else was doing. Everybody was doing regurgitating current things, or they would regurgitate the top 10 plays, but they were not picking things that they could really shine in. Because sometimes if you're doing material that everybody else is doing, unless they're giving it to you and saying, we need to see what you do with this material, because there's some acting classes that give you the same material as every other actor, because they want to see what you do with it. So I would say to you, if you are given the choice and you get to do material that you choose stuff that's older, that people are not as familiar with, and then change it a bit. Take liberties with it so that it fits what you do. Um, Number three is get coached professionally. Get coached professionally. You are welcome, Gracefully Vlog. Um, Number four is you want to make sure that your headshots reflect who you are today and they reflect what it is that you sell today. Number five, have a resume that's clean. I'm going to say this, that your resume should be clean, clear, and easy to scan. And if you want a template, go to canva.com. If you're not familiar with canva.com, you need to be. It should be your best friend, one of your best friends. I've got five best friends. It's canva.com, it's imdbpro.com, it is chatgpt.com, it is perplexity.ai, and my fifth one, what would be my fifth one? Well, four. I can't think of the fifth one right now, but definitely Canva is my go-to when I'm doing my resume, when I'm putting my picture, where you have to put your name under it. I do that because when I started out, in order to get a name under my picture, that stuff would cost me about $100. When I had to get resumes, that would cost me about $100. Every time I had to change it, it was another $25. And with Canva, there are great templates. I use it for my social media when I'm doing posts. I'll go in there and throw pictures in there. It really is a wonderful resource for actors to help you. So I say to you, get yourself, if you don't already have, you should be, oh, I know what the other one was casting about. Castingabout.com will list all the casting directors, their current addresses. It is a great tool. So canva.com is great to help you with your marketing materials, with your social media. IMDb Pro is great to help you know what's going on, who's with what agent, what manager. It's also great for you if you know your competitors, the actors that you go up against. Find out what agencies they're with, who reps them, what projects they've done. So you can get that. Perplexity.ai. I love it because I use it as my research tool. I when I'm looking up people, I will type in perplexity because what it does is it gathers everything from the internet, and it'll pull up videos, it will pull up pictures of that person, it will pull up everything that's available on the internet on that person. It is fantastic. And then I love casting about because then I can track the casting people. So there is, you got to pay for it. And ChatGPT is my love chat. I love chat. So anyway, so just what how is castingabout.com? It is a great tool. It is beneficial. If you are looking for a specific casting director, it will tell you where to find that casting director. So it is very, 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 very helpful. And as an actor who is working or you want to be working professionally, that's one of the tools you should have because they have one for Los Angeles and they have one for New York. And as we're talking about the one-on-one workshops, if you are wanting to be in front of casting directors, that is a great company for you to be able to submit, to sign up to get to meet casting directors. But again, I'm saying you want to meet the casting directors that you are right for because it could be costly, and you want it to have rewards for you. You want there to be a payoff. If you're submitting for a casting director, you want it to be something that's to your advantage. So, sometimes as actors, again, we're doing everything and nothing comes out of it. So I would say to you to be very specific. What I like about one-on-one workshops is that they are in Los Angeles, they're in New York, they're in London, and they even do different events across the country. Very reputable company. So, but you got to be prepared. You got to be ready. So we talked about your resume. Rehearse your slate. Let them meet a grounded version of you, which is what I had said before. And then dress for the character. Record yourself doing that scene if you get to bring it in, as opposed to they just give you lines and you got to do it in front of them. And if they give you lines, you got to do it in front of them. Give yourself at least 15 to 20 minutes. Ask to go last so that you can at least spend some time in the material. You don't want to read cold. I know they say cold readings, but you want at least for it to be warm. Don't just do cold readings. Okay, so I want you guys to win. You know, as an actor who's been producing for the last 20 years, one of the things that crush me is when we have casting calls and we see actors and you can tell they didn't prepare. They were looking at the material the last couple of minutes before they came in. They made no hot choices. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know who we were. And it is so, this is live, but it's also being recorded. So you can go back and watch it on YouTube. You can go back and watch it on YouTube. So, and my YouTube channel is Lydia Nicole Live. But what I want to say to you is always be prepared. You know, making a bad choice is better than making no choice at all, because even if you make a bad choice, they'll see that you at least put some effort into it, and if they think you're right, they're going to give you adjustments, and then you got to do that adjustment. You got to show up and say, oh, because they're giving you an opportunity. It's not that they don't like you. If they gave you an adjustment, believe me, they like you and they're considering you. So you want to come in, you want to be able to take that adjustment. Listen, when you get in the room, I didn't put this on there, but another thing I want to say to you is when you get in the room, be present, anchor yourself, look at the room, take it in, take in how the casting director looks, really focus. Because if they give you an adjustment, you want to hear what they say. And if they give it to you and you're still not grounded, ask the question again. Can you give me that adjustment one more time? I want to make sure that I got it right. And take it in and then give them back the adjustment they gave you. Show them what you can do, because when they give you an adjustment, they're also looking to see, are you directable? Can we give you something and then you can do it right away without giving pushback? Or are you an actor that is set in what you did and you cannot alter that at all? We don't want that. We want to go into auditions being flexible, ready. And I would say to you, if you are that actor who is not adjustable, flexible, go take an improv class. Go take an improv class to loosen you up and uh, uh, get you more equipped to be able to take that adjustment and then give it back in the most beautiful way you can. Okay, so number 10 is follow up. How you going to follow up? You're going to follow up by sending them a thank you card, that it was great meeting them, and then you're going to put them on your list to reach out to them periodically. I like the 4 to 6 week thing where I let them know what I'm doing. Oh, I just shot some new headshots. I wanted to give you my new headshots. I'm taking a class with so and so. I was on a set and I met so and so, and they spoke highly of you. Something to connect with them, because the more you can do that, you are building a relationship. Okay, so going back to my planner, I think as an actor, it is something that every actor needs, and that is the Acting Smarter Planner, because you get to put everything in one place. You get to put your calendar, you get to put your goals, you get to put your meetings with your agent, with casting director. You get to put your auditions. You get to put and so the planner comes in book form. It's also in digital. If you go to actingsmarternow.com, you can get there. Also, I am getting ready to start a community called the Acting Smarter Circle for actors. It's going to go from September to December to give you a bunch of tools that you need, also to give you encouragement and help you. If you don't know your brand, if you don't know what it is that you sell, we will walk through it. We will talk through it. So I want you to win. I really want you to win. As an actor, like I said before, it is so important for me to see actors really doing it. You know, they're so. When I was starting out, I would say the first 10 years that I was in the business, I would see the most amazing, not only talented, but brilliant actors, and they did not have the business skill set. So they would get frustrated and they would leave the business because they did not know what they needed to do. And it always hurt my heart, you know. And when I was in Roy London's class, Roy would actually have me teach um, classes periodically for the new actors to give them a business class on what they needed to do as actors. So the community is the beginning of the business class. You know, it's getting actors together, supporting each other, and learning and growing. You know, I want you to grow. I want you to be that actor that you want to be in the business and have the business you want to be. And so, again, you can go to actingsmarternow.com and you can sign up for the wait list for the community, and you can purchase the planner or the digital planner. Either way, it is available for you to get out there to help you. So thank you. I hope this really helped you. And if you didn't get all of this stuff, listen to the playback. Go to YouTube. My channel is Lydia Nicole Live. Lydia Nicole Live. And there are a lot of great videos that I have up there that can help you in every area. Okay, from more casting to branding to colors that are right for you as an actor. I have so many wonderful industry people that I've talked to. I've probably talked to about maybe 300 industry people, all walks, from comedians to writers to producers to oh my God, just all kind of people. A therapist. I've talked to therapists. So and AI people. I have talked. I mean, I try to interview all kinds of people that will help actors. So I know that your dream of being an actor is the most important thing to you. And for some of you, you just don't know how to execute that, how to be that fabulous actor. So I really want to help you. Um, that's it. That's all I got for you. I wish you the best day today and pray you have an amazing day. Okay. See ya.